Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside.
Today we're in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, where I actually started my broadcasting career through the University of Guadalajara Radio about 8 or 9 years ago, I guess. But I love it over here, and there's a lot of interesting things that happen here that aren't lakeside, around the Lake Chapala Society. And so I've come over here and going to do 4 or 5 shows from this area. First, I want to say this is all sponsored, or not sponsored, but it's a division of the University of Guadalajara Institute of Innovation, Investigation, and Governance, which is headed up by Dr. Marco Antonio Cortez Gradado. And I want to say thank you very much to Dr. Cortez for allowing us to have this show, try and get information out to the expat community around the world. I want to also say thank you very much to Senor Jorge Zambrano. He is the owner of this beautiful facility we're at today. It's Andale's Restaurant. Andale's kind of been an institute here in the romantic zone in the Bay of Banderas area for probably 25 years or so. It's kind of like the hub of where all the gringos come and hang out and have a good time, and the food's tremendous. Some of the best chili nogados I've ever had, so if you never had that, you need to come to Andale's. But great hamburgers, great food in general, open for breakfast, lunch, dinner, partying after that. It's just a great, great place. And when you do come here, if Senor Zambrano's here, say hello. He's here a lot. His sons are here a lot. And just a big family-run restaurant that all the expats hang out at. They've got their own medicine. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but when you come, just ask for some medicine, and Dr. Zambrano will probably help you out with a little bit of it. But anyway, thank you very much to Andale's for allowing us to film up here. I got to apologize, we're right on a busy street, so a bus may go by. Somebody might hoot their horn a little bit, but anyway, I appreciate you being patient with the noise on that. Today I've got a great interview with a good friend of mine, Dennis Rike, and I met probably 7 or 8 years ago. He was on my radio show quite a bit because he was the commander of Post 14, the American Legion. But Dennis also worked a lot with a gentleman named Jay Sadler, who had started a foundation down here. And Dennis used to come on the show about once every 3 or 4 months and tell us all the updates and everything. And it's evolved now to where he's just running the Jay Sadler Foundation. So anyway, he's my special guest today. Dennis, thank you very much for your time.
Okay.
I love this man. He's done so much for this area and community. It's just unbelievable what he's done. And I'm going to let him introduce himself a little bit, talk a little bit about Jay Sadler Foundation, some of the many projects they've done over the last 5, 6, 7 years, and then what's going on now and what's going to be happening in the future. So Dennis, I'm going to be quiet for a minute, which is really hard.
I don't believe that. One thing about Michael, he never is lacking for something to say. No matter what it is, he's got the gift to be a good interviewer.
Well, thank you very much.
And that's a compliment, a blessing.
Thank you very much. I'm kind of the Mexican Howard Stern.
Okay, I agree with that. The Mexican. Okay.
So Dennis,
anyway,
take it over.
Okay. I've been in Vallarta for 20 years. I've been active in the Navy League, American Legion, my own Jay Sadler project, and other little incidentals over the years. I finally focused on the Jay Sadler project, which we've done for 12 years now. And it's what we do is we're out in the community helping renovate senior citizen meeting centers, playgrounds, kindergartens, just anything that comes along that needs renovation. We also have support from a lot of the hotels here and different individuals. I just want to talk about one of our most recent successes this year, and that is the Toys for Tots distribution. It used to be an event handled by the Navy League of Vallarta. They have since folded up, so to speak, and that they turned over the Toys for Tots to the Jay Sadler project. So this year, 2023, we successfully delivered over 4,000 toys to various kindergarten from Lo de Marcos, San Sebastian, Cabo Corrientes, Boca de Tamalan, Coismo, and finally the whole Puerto Vallarta area. So
That's
a lot
an
of
area that
toys.
probably encompasses 40 miles or something.
Yes.
Big area down here in the Bay of Banderas.
Exactly. And we had great organizers led by Donna Wong and Linda Vasquez and Laura Torres. They really organized the event. And we probably had 26 different cars making all the deliveries for us and getting everything out. And we also thanked the Marriott of Puerto Vallarta and the Vista Vallarta Golf Club for allowing us to have a tournament there early December. When we had the distribution, we all met at the Marriott, and the Marriott provided coffee, tea, pastries. Actually, what's a typical cake they give out on Day of the Kings?
I'm not sure, but I hope I don't ever get that little plastic Jesus, because then I got to buy a bunch of tamales.
That's the cake, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the name of it. My wife would, but...
But anyway, that was provided by the Marriott. And then the International Friendship Club here in Vallarta also kicked in. We have worked with them in the past at Casa Hogard. That's an orphanage just a little bit north of the airport. And that we renovated that place at the recommendation of the Vallarta Friendship Club. On that day, we had 5 hotels helping us. We had over 50 people. And we got 80% of the renovation done in one day. Then we had to come back the next week to finish it up. But the Toys for Tots in Vallarta is a dream of many local children. They look forward to it. These children are in kindergarten. And if you could see the expression on their faces when they receive a simple toy, it makes them so happy. So anyway, that's it on the Toys for Tots part.
You said you gave out over 5,000 toys?
4,000.
4,000 toys. And a lot of these toys that the kids are getting, that's the only thing they're getting. There's a lot of money in this area, but there's also a lot of poverty and poverty.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of these kids, the Toy for Tots is the only thing that they have to look forward to at Christmas every year. And you all do such a fabulous job, so we appreciate that, and it's just fabulous, so thank you.
Okay, I'd just like to show you a couple of photos of our recent distribution. We always have a king at the event because it's Day of the Kings, and in this culture, they have more of a tendency to support Day of the Kings rather than Christmas as far as giving out gifts. That's what I've been told. I might add, one of the kings happens to be my son.
Oh, wow.
So that was a route I had. And there's my wife over there also. I have to point that out.
So whole family?
It's a family thing with our family. We all believe in servicing the community. And being that I put together the banner, I got to pick who was going to be in it. So that's probably the only benefit that I ever take. And here's a couple more pictures of the distribution of the kids sitting around. This here is a group of widows and sons, Jalisco, and they distributed toys for us also. And here's another group here. So anyway, we have.
You also have the big dinner in December or November to where.
Well, that was the Navy League.
A Navy League thing, big fundraiser.
We'll be able to do it.
Okay.
And then here's the last picture of the Toys for Tots distribution. Again, the king giving out the toys. Here's the crew that I had, Jim and Jerry, and unloading stuff out of my car at the kindergarten. And then finally, Donna Wong, who is very instrumental in coordinating the J. Sadler project on a daily basis, is checking out the inventory of the toys that we received at the Marriott Hotel.
Well, we're filming this here in the end of February, or middle of February, I guess. And Toy for Tots is a program that you start collecting toys, right around Thanksgiving?
Right.
Or year round, basically.
Yes.
And then it all happens, they distribute them. Instead of doing it on Christmas, it's on Day of the Kings, which is, I think, January 6th or something like that, a different day.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about the J. Sadler Project. Tell us who J. Sadler is. Tell him how long he's been down here in the Bay of Banderas, and tell him what, the history of that project and how you've been involved in it and everything, if you don't mind. And how other people, more important, how other people can be involved with the J. Sadler Project and how they can help out and do other things.
Okay. Back in 2013, I became commander of the American Legion Post 14. And at time I started the chili cook-off. My wife was concerned that it wouldn't be a success, and here I'm starting off as commander, and that I'd have egg on my face. That wasn't the case. Here it is, we're going for 11 years with the chili cook-off. But at that time, I wanted to get the word out to the community that we have an active American Legion here. And I went to Jay Sadler, who's also a veteran, and a Navy veteran as I am. And I said, Jay, there's a lot of work to be done in the community. I said, I'd like to start it on behalf of the American Legion. I said, what do you think? I said, I'm going to need some financial support. He kicked in from day one and continues today to make a monthly contribution to the success of the Jay Sadler project. He's got a big heart, a big soul, and that I've never met somebody so incredible who cares so much, who wants to help. He can't get out like he used to, but he still has the spirit of the Jay Sadler project.
Well, he's a great man. He's done an awful lot for this area. We want to say thank you. Well, conversation with Dennis Rike with the Jay Sadler project. Thank you for updating us on Mr. Sadler and how he's doing and everything. And so we have the chili cook-off. It'll be again next year. It'll be what, about the 8th or 9th one?
Yes, but before we get to that,
okay,
I'd like to talk about one of the projects we're presently doing, and that is we're renovating the Red Cross building here in Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes, and that this is the building. This is one of the teams of volunteers from the W Hotel in Punta de Mita. They sent us about 12 people a couple Saturdays ago. We have our own team in there every day and other volunteers in the community. And these are solar panels that they have there. As you can see, they're covered with dust. Mm-hmm. We cleaned them all off.
Wow.
They had 84 solar panels that wasn't really as effective as
no, they're not getting any sunlight at all.
And besides the solar panels, it's the roof. Here's the roof before, and here it is after we've coated it.
You water painted it, water coated it.
Yes, we did. And besides that, we're doing additional water coating of the roof with sealant. We've done a lot of that. And then here we have some volunteers inside painting.
And show the camera there.
And then the bottom picture is all the material we bought to do this. Now, when the Jay Sadler project goes out and works on any project, we pay 100%. Where we go, whether it be the first aid or the Red Cross in this case, or a park or a kindergarten or a senior citizen center, we absorb the cost 100% for the material. Plus we have 4 full-time volunteers that help us, plus other volunteers in the community that help out. The last project that we're working on presently is Amigos La Isla Quali. It's a playground by the Culture Center. It's a beautiful park on the island.
Well, you've done a lot of playgrounds around here.
Yes.
Over the years, and a lot of schools.
Right.
And I don't know how good the camera can pick all this up, but they go into really, really poor areas. Schools that don't have any fences around it, where if they're playing soccer, playing some kind of ball, they'll go out in the street. They put up fences, they do playgrounds. I know in many schools you've gone in and repaired the bathroom facilities,
Absolutely.
the toilets,
Yes.
put in running water. You built a kitchen several years ago. Some of the schools don't even have kitchens here where the kids can eat, and they went in, they built a kitchen.
That was out in San Vicente, and it was a migrant school where the migrants go. In Mexico, if you don't have the right documentation, you can't go to the regular public school. And in the case of many people, that they wind up going to a migrant school similar to what we helped out there to get their education. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, unfortunately it is. Well, you all have done a lot of things for a lot of years. You continue to grow and get bigger, and you can always need more support. Yes, Mr. Sadler does donate a lot of funding to the projects. Plus, you all raise a lot of funding through the golf tournaments, the chili cook-off, and other aspects. I know at one time Dennis came up with an ingenious idea. If someone's coming through the airport with something illegal like vodka or tequila or something like that, and I guess the government takes it away from you.
Well, the airport does.
Then they're donating it to you all, and then you all were auctioning it off and putting the money to good use to help children. Now, that may be a story he didn't want me to tell anybody, but anyway, wherever they can get funding to help this community, they need. So please, if you have an opportunity to donate time, money, materials, money,
You can go on
knowledge, money.
www.jsadlerproject.com is our website. You can volunteer through there. You can donate through there. You can see what we've been doing through there. Now, this Saturday we have our annual chili cook-off, and I would imagine this program is going to air after the chili cook-off.
But you'll have it again next year.
We'll have it again next year. And we've got 3 tremendous judges. We have 2 forms of judging. We have the popular vote, and we have the professional vote by the professional judges. And we have Hollis from the El Rio Barbecue, from the Whiskey Kitchen. We have Glenda Hendricks, and then we have AJ Freeman, who's one of our judges also from the Chili Cook-Off. So we got 3 great people going to be the judge.
Isn't Michael Nolen going to be the alternative judge in case somebody doesn't show up? I get to be the judge.
Michael, if you want to be the judge, we'll have a 4th judge.
A 4th judge? Why not? Well, I'm going to spell this out. It's J. Sadler, S-A-D-L-E-R, project. And you can just go online, Google J. Sadler Project, and it'll come up, and then help out. But the Chili Festival, I used to cook in it through the University of Guadalajara.
That's right, you sure did,
I did for
Michael.
4 or 5 years, had a lot of fun, and then I even cheated. The University of Guadalajara has an unbelievable culinary institute where they train students to be professional chefs, restaurant owners, whatever their dreams and desires are. It's a 4-year degree, and it is headed up by Master Chef Luis Del Sorto. And I tried to get him to help me one year with my chili recipe, and unfortunately, chili's not something that's really big in Mexico.
But
it's a gringo type deal.
You know what I found out though? They don't recognize the name chili. Chili con carne, yes, they understand.
Yes.
But not just chili.
Well-
So you forgot to use the word con carne.
I guess I messed up. And then I tried to get Betty Vasquez to help me, who's one of the judges on the chef show where they judge all the famous chefs in Mexico.
Right.
She's one of the most famous chefs. I think she's got 2 Michelin stars. I know she has 4 Michelin tires on her car. And I think she has 2 Michelin stars, but she's an unbelievable chef. But she's the same thing. She said, no, I'm not going to mess with that. So,
I got one more thing to talk about. I know earlier you interviewed Jesse Cole Rivera.
Yes, with the
commander of
American
Legion, Post 12. And we work with them. I don't mind adding that Jesse is a fine commander. He has a lot of energy. He has a lot of great ideas. And that if there's any veterans listening to this, I would like you to come down to one of our meetings at Murphy's. We meet the 3rd Saturday of the month at 2 o'clock.
3rd Saturday of the month at 2 o'clock at Murphy's Irish Pub, which is a institute here in the Bay of Banderas. It's the Irish pub with the most beautiful view in the world.
Yes.
And if you don't believe it, just buy one of the T-shirts that says that. But it's right on the Malecon, overlooks the Bay of Banderas. It's a beautiful, beautiful view. And
So
John Murphy's a Coast Guard graduate.
That's right, graduated from the
Coast Guard
academy.
Academy and helps a lot out here. So if you're a vet and you're listening to this, you're down in the area, be sure to go by Murphy's Irish Pub and talk to them.
And if you're an Irishman, you're obligated to go in there.
Oh, yes.
That's simple.
March 17th, that's where I hang
Right.
out every St. Patty's Day from about 6 o'clock in the morning until I forget what time it is and go home.
So when you forget, that's time to go home.
That's right.
But you don't drink, Michael.
I don't drink alcohol. I consume about 5 gallons of milk a week. I don't know about that. But anyway, it's a great place to hang out. So if you're not at Murphy's Irish Pub down here in the Bay of Banderas area, Puerto Vallarta, be sure to come to Andale's because it's a great, great restaurant. It's kind of like the 2 hubs for us expats. Dennis, anything else in closing?
No, I think that we've about covered it all.
Okay.
The J. Sadler Project is strong. I just got to make another compliment to Donna Wong, who handles my day-to-day activities. I had a tough year last year, and Donna took over, and she continues to do a great job.
Well, it's an unbelievable organization. and they do so much for this area. It's unbelievable for the schools, the children, the elderly people. Besides, you all in the Rotary International just does so much down here. It's just unbelievable. So, anyway, my hat's off to you, Dennis, Rike.
You know what? I
Jay
just
Sadler Project?
I just thought of one more thing.
Okay, well, what is it?
We picked up a new sponsor for the golf outing that we had in December. That was Peter Vine of Vallarta Fishing, and that he has done a great job in helping us. No matter what we have coming up, he dedicates his time, dedicates trips on his boat, goes out and collects raffle prizes, and that I want to give a shout out to Peter Vine.
Well, glad you did, and thank you, Mr. Vine, for helping out the Jay Sadler Project. And if you want to be involved, if you're not coming down to Puerto Vallarta, if you've never even been to Mexico, but you want to help out an unbelievable organization that helps out so many people down here, Jay Sadler Project, and Dennis Rike is the founder of that. I'm going to take this cover off so you can see a little bit better. Some information there. And please help. Because by helping others, you're just paying it forward. So, Dennis, again, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, very good, Michael.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
And we'll see you at the chili cook-off on Saturday.
Okay.
Thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of Expat Conversation with Michael Nolen. We appreciate it. Would you please like this, share it? This program is a lot different than most YouTube programs. We're not in it for the money. We're not trying to get as many likes as we can. We just wanted to share the information, and that's why the University of Guadalajara Institute of Innovation, Investigation, and Governance has this program, and I thank them for that. And again, my hat's off to Jay Sadler, Dennis Wright, Dennis Wong, all the people that work in that project. And again, thank you very much to Jorge Zambrano for hosting us here at Andales in the heart of Puerto Vallarta. So thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next chapter.
Happy trails to you until